Barbershop Podcast.
Yes, it is.
Barbershop Podcast. You know, Ryan Cannon, I'm feeling that this paneling is apropos because we're in the 70s, aren't we?
I am.
You're in the 70s?
I'm stuck in the 70s.
I'm stuck
I used to have
70s.
an afro. You know that.
You used to have quite an afro. But, we're episode, what? Is it 72 or 73?
72?
That sounds good.
All right, good enough. It is
72
now.
is a good year. It's a good episode.
Yep.
We're at episode number 72 at Barbershop Podcast. Pleased as punch. Thrilled. Not only is the weather broken, it's warm and sunny. People are walking around with great big smiles on their faces, bouncing their steps. But we've got in the studio tonight a real humdinger and bringing to you some real kick-ass country music with one of Canada's hottest rising stars, and wouldn't you know it, she's from Hamilton, Ontario, which is kind of the criteria of getting on this show.
For the most part.
Or
Cape Breton.
Or Cape Breton. Yeah, we do make exceptions, but you have to be cool.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that the bases are covered tonight. So, I'm not going to waste any more of your valuable time, and I'm going to introduce Miss Chelsea Kreitz in the studio. Chelsea Kreitz, as I mentioned, is from Hamilton. She is an amazing country singer, and she's brought her friend, her bandmate, and her keyboard player, Josh Canal, in the studio with us. And welcome to Boxo Studio. Welcome to Barbershop Podcast. How are you guys doing?
Thank you.
Thanks for having us. We're doing good.
Good. Life is good right now?
Yeah.
Life is good.
Life is good. Life in music is always good, you know. And when it's not, that's why we've got country music, you know. No, seriously.
Yes.
And, you know, be it good or be it bad, it's great to have a song, to be able to write about it and be able to sing about it. And we're going to get to that. You've got some great music that you're going to play for us in studio today. But I usually start by asking people about their relationship with music, how they discovered music or how music discovered them. Sometimes it was part of their DNA. It was part of a plan, music lessons, a musical family. Sometimes it was an escape, you know, that the kids ran to. And it quite often forms their attitudes about themselves and music in the future. So I want to start with that. Chelsea, when did music come into your life?
Music's been in my life ever since I was very, very little. I would have to say maybe 2-3 years old to where I could understand what music really was. But when I really got into it is when I was in, I would say maybe 2nd, 3rd grade. Whenever you're 7 years old, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I got asked to do a talent show. My mom actually encouraged me to do it. And from there, I kind of was hooked. And I got the crowd response and everything. And I just fell in love with it from there. So I've been doing it, and I've been doing it professionally since I was about 13, 14. I've been playing all around Canada, and progressively it gets better and better, and I look forward to each and every day of what's going to happen next.
No doubt. It's interesting, the early years, and quite often I remember with me, public speaking, and it was about the same age. And I remember being absolutely terrified, but I won the damn thing, you know. And I thought, boy, if I win this, and I was that bad, you know, there's a future in that. Now, Josh, I want to ask you too. You seem like someone has got a long, very loving relationship with music. Were there a lot of years where you were smacked in the knuckles with a ruler and working scales over and over, or?
No, I took the Suzuki method, which more trains your ear.
David Suzuki came to your house.
Yeah, that's right. Gave me private lessons, you know.
Went out on your dirt bike. It was like,
that's right. No, I always for me, it was an escape. You know,
Right.
if I was having a bad day at school or something, I would go and play the piano.
Yeah. It's good because a lot of times parents, they want the best for their kids, but they're ladling the stress on the kids and letting them being able to discover the joy in music, make sounds before they actually start getting into the math of the music is quite often the way to go with kids. Now, I'm curious about what you were listening to. You said you were recording or you were a professional at the age of 13. Mm-hmm. Now, I imagine that entailed, okay, I'm taking vocal lessons at this point in time. I'm focused on what kind of music I'm playing, where I'm playing it, and who I'm playing it with. But there must have been a little build-up, to that time. Did you have, what was the kind of outfits? What were your first exposure and going and playing in front of people, like after the talent show, but before you were gigging at 13?
Well, definitely the talent show was a big one that actually got me into it. But after that, the summer of that year, I started getting into idol competitions, which we just found out, online and through newspapers and stuff like that. And I started signing up for all these. And I did that till I was about 12 to 13. And from then on, I really knew what I wanted to do because I started placing in all these competitions. From there, I kind of gained exposure, got in newspapers, met other singers, and, kind of found my path in how to sing in front of people, what to do in front of judges, stuff like that. And it really helped me not only learn that music isn't all like
you can say it.
It's not as great as it. I mean, you lose a lot, you win a lot, you get let down, and but at the same time, it's all a learning experience, and those are lessons that you have to learn in life. I mean, no matter what career you're doing, there's times where you're going to have your high points and your low points. Yeah. So, especially in those competitions, I learned what it was like to lose, and I learned what it was like to win. Yeah. So, and life isn't about winning, and it's not about losing. It's about the ride. So, that's what really I carried out from everything.
And I am very interested in finding out about this because this is a relatively recent. I'm an older guy, and most of the people who come in here, well, they're all singer-songwriters, but they come from, the downtrodden. They'll come and write their own, and the business aspect of it only comes out at the very end. It only comes out after these songs have been bled out and fleshed out and recorded, and now they have a very personal, very deep, very moving kind of experience, and now they have to turn into a commercial product or say, how do I engage an audience? How do I expose people to my music? How do I advance my career so I can do this more often and with, and expose myself to more people? This seems like something that you've been focused on early, and I'm looking forward to learning a few lessons, but it's a different world. There's people who are not enamored by the competitive aspect that a lot of music has taken on. They don't believe that music should be competitive. What do you say to that in as far as what reality is?
I think music can be competitive to a certain point. I don't think music should be competitive to where, you're ruining each other, you're saying things about people, you're essentially making yourself look extremely bad. I think music should be competitive in the way that you divide your relationships up to where you have your private life and your professionalism. So, I mean, if you know this person that you're, say, competing against or that you're performing in the same show with, and, I mean, okay, maybe you want to do better than them, stuff like that. I think it should be kind of divided in a way. You shouldn't let your friendships get involved with the professional stuff. You got to learn how to turn it off and on. So, when you're there and you're doing the professional stuff, you guys are kind of facing off against each other, but as soon as it's done, you click it off and you're, buddies. And I think that's what a lot of us learn in the music industry, that you can kind of turn it on and off, but at the end of the day, especially with country music, you're kind of all a big family, and you know when to be professional and you know when you have to kind of just be laid back, chill out, be yourself. So I think that's definitely something that's really valuable in this type of business, is knowing exactly what to do with other people because you're exposed to it a lot.
Excellent. Now, has it always been like a mutual relationship with country music for you? Has that been the first and only love, or is there other musical styles that you've dabbled in?
I love all genres of music. When I was younger, I definitely was more submerged in the country music because that's what my family and everything listened to, and I heard about it all the time. But at the same time, my mom has always been playing all different types of genres. She loves country, but she also loves pop, rock, all that stuff. So when I started really getting into music, especially when I play bars and stuff like that, I'm doing all different genres. I've done rock, pop, country, and actually writing my own stuff. I've written a few R&B songs, and I like blues and stuff like that. So I love all types of music, and I think that's really important because that's how you learn to appreciate music. You're not just stuck to one genre.
Yeah.
When you're stuck to one genre, then you really don't know what music really is.
Quite often it takes a few years because you wear it like a coat of armor. Your music is your identity, and it's scary to step into someone else's kitchen sometimes. But I find it's once you have a taste, you can't stop, and I quite often love getting a piece of recorded music, having no idea what it is, And that the old days albums were great for that, right? You would look at an album and just based on that artwork, it's like, okay, I'm gonna delve into this. It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to, without further ado, I have so many more questions and things to talk about, but we're gonna lead off with what we do best here at Barbershop Podcast, which is some live performance. And I'm so pleased that you brought Josh. He's sounding really good tonight.
Josh is awesome.
Yeah, and and you're going to bless us with a song. So whenever you're ready, let us have it.
Okay.
I'm going to do a song for you guys called I Told You So.
There you go. barbershoppodcast.com.
6 feet of trouble with a worn out baseball cap, cowboy boots, baby blues, looking at me like that. It all happened so fast. Love me, then you broke my heart. Stone cold, left me alone. But now here you are. Well, ain't this picture perfect? You're down there on your knees, begging, crying, whining, please forgive me. I said this day would come, sent you in and let me go. I told you, I tell you, I told you so. I told you so. Baby, after all my tears, I ain't got no sympathy. How does it taste, that bitter dose of irony? Oh no, it ain't like me to kick a man when he's down, but I know you know what goes around comes around. Well, ain't this picture perfect? You're down there on your knees, begging, crying, whining, please forgive me. I said this day would come, sent you in and let me go. I told you, I tell you, I told you so. I told you so. I told you when you left, it'd be something you'd regret. Well, ain't this picture perfect? You're down there on your knees, begging, crying, whining, please forgive me. I said this day would come, sent you in and let me go. I told you, I tell you, well, ain't this picture perfect? You're down there on your knees, begging, crying, whining, please forgive me. I said this day would come, sent you in and let me go. I told you, I tell you, I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. I told you so.
I told you so. I told you so. It was going to be damn good. Chelsea Kreitz on barbershoppodcast.com. In here with Josh Canal giving us the real deal. So, songwriting. Country music is based on songwriting. You know, amazing songs about love and loss. There's been a knock on it since New Country. And I don't even know if you can call it New Country because they've called it that for 20 years. I think it's like Coke Classic is now just Coke. So New Country is country and country is classic country, I guess, now, like the old school stuff. But it's got a fierce following. It does incredible numbers, very loyal fans. And the songwriting still exists in there. Tell me about songwriting, because you write.
I do.
Tell me about, is it something that you've had to go at hammer and tong, or is it something that you've always been enamored with, but something you've always been able to do?
A lot of people, I find, you're either born with both the traits or you kind of learn how to do one or the other. I would say myself, I started the singing first, and that's what I focused most on, my vocals. And from there, as I got older, I would say deeper into my teens, I realized that songwriting was a big part of music, and now I songwrite a lot. And it's definitely a practice, especially if you're not, it's not your first thing that you do. And throughout the years, I've really learned what true songwriting is. And I mean, when I was younger, I used to write little songs, those little play songs that you write.
Little ditties.
Yeah. And you'd make up your own music.
I said ditties.
Make up your own music and stuff like that. But now that I'm getting older, I'm starting to realize that not only can you make it as a singer, but you could make it even bigger as a songwriter as well. And having those two traits, I think, really is something to reference Taylor Swift. Mm-hmm. She's an amazing songwriter and a great singer as well. And I think that's something you have to have, especially in country music, because you learn to tell a story. And it's easy in country music because you can write about anything, write about your life, and it turns out to be an awesome song, put some great music to it, and people love it. So songwriting is definitely something that I'm really into now, and it's very dear to me.
It's great to be able to sing in your own voice. Like when you're writing a song, it's like right from the get-go, I'm singing it the way I sing it.
Yeah.
And so it's never pitchy. It's always perfect.
Yeah.
Now that you've been doing a little bit more, of the songwriting and working that in, what kind of projects? Yeah, I know you've got a new album that's coming up. I'd like to just talk about the process of getting your works together and, marshaling them all like a bunch of sheep and getting them in the pen and trying not to have them run all over the place and keep everything on focus. And it can be very hectic and kind of pull you away from the main reason why you're doing music in the first place. How's the process been going as far as the production of music?
Really good, especially with my album. It took me so long because my album now is like my baby, and it took me I would say a good 3 years to be completely comfortable with what I wanted out there. I could have picked any song I wanted, any song I've written, any song anybody else have written, but my album, I finally made a lineup of songs that I genuinely love myself. Not only do I think other people are going to love it, but I'm really happy with it for me. And I'm in love with all the songs on the album. And I wouldn't, no matter if it's the girl down the street singing the songs, I would play these songs 30 times over and over again. So I really... It's been a long
And you probably played them
process.
300 times or 3,000 times over, because I get doing that too. And it's like when you can't get sick of a song, that's such a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't get sick of these songs. And honestly, I feel, especially Josh and I, we prefer to play the originals live.
Yeah.
It's much more fun. We've worked together for quite a bit now, and we've done covers and originals, but we always find the originals really, make us who we are. So that's definitely what
you
about.
Love to do.
Yeah, we don't get sick of them.
Going forward, that's excellent. Well, you brought a couple of videos in. We're not going to get to them just yet. I want you to play maybe one more live song right now anyway. You got at least 4 that you're going to play for us in here, so we're in for a treat. You play another song for us?
Sure.
We're going to do a song called I Want to Live Like That by the late Larry Wayne Clark, an amazing songwriter. So this is a tribute to him.
Here you go, at barbershoppodcasts.com.
I want to learn from my mistakes. I want to give back what I take. I want to be there for my friends. I want to always make amends. I want to live like that. I want to laugh right out loud. And I want to make my mama proud. have the strength to cry. And I wanna always wonder why I wanna live like that. I wanna live that way. I don't wanna be afraid. Open up my heart. Cherish every day with every breath I take. I wanna live like that. I wanna walk where things grow wild. And I wanna see my baby smile. I wanna grow old gracefully, gather shells beside the sea. I wanna live like that. I wanna be heard when I pray. I wanna slow dance in the rain. I wanna love and be loved back. Lose my way without a map. I wanna live like that. I wanna live that way. I don't wanna be afraid. Open up my heart. Cherish every day with every breath I take. I wanna live like that. I wanna live that way. I don't wanna be afraid. Open up my heart. Cherish every day with every breath I take. I wanna live like that. Oh, with every breath I take. I wanna live like that. I wanna live my life that way. I wanna love like that.
Absolutely stunning. Beautiful,
you.
beautiful, beautiful job, guys.
Thanks.
You referenced Taylor Swift as someone that you admire, look up to. Who else is a performer, singer-songwriter, or writer, someone who you just can't seem to get enough of?
Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood. Yeah.
Judge can
Attest to that,
Yeah,
right?
I'm with these guys all the time, and they're like, "No, seriously, do you like Carrie Underwood?" And I'm like, "Oh, I do." Yeah, Carrie Underwood. I think not only do I love her songs, she's just my style, and I really look up to her. Not only what she stands for, but I also just love her music in general, and I aspired to kind of in that path.
Yeah. And it's been a good path, and it's interesting because I forget. It seems like yesterday for me that when she exploded on the scene, and now she's just very much establishment, and she's got a longevity to her career, and the people that she's worked with and the stuff she's done has been great. There's so many great stories, and there's so many great traditions coming out of the cities like Austin and Nashville, and country music also has a great history in Canada, has a great history in Hamilton. Any surprises or people that you've met or situations or stories, in your life where you've kind of taken a minute to go, wow, it's kind of neat that I'm in this community, or be it locally or nationally. Tell me about country music in Canada and what it's kind of meant to you.
Well, I definitely, shows that have stood out to me, I've done some pretty awesome opening acts, but last summer I got to share the stage with some of Canada's highest ranked Canadian country acts, like Dallas Smith, Derek Rattan, Tim Hicks, Doc Walker, and I was proud to be on that stage because not only did I get to perform and share the stage with them, but I also got to meet them and advice, and it's really a great ride. I've been very thankful the stuff that has happened to me, and every day, like I said before, I look forward to new and better things, and more things just keep happening, and it really gives you the strength to kind of go on in a sort of way, because in music industry it's very, sometimes you'll have those days where you just don't feel like you're cut out for this, but stuff like that really helps bring you back up, and it shows you why you're there, because if everybody just gave up, you never know where you'd be.
And if it was that easy, everyone would be doing it, right?
You just gotta keep going. I've had a lot of, I'm not gonna lie, I've had tons of tough times in this music industry, but there's always, a rainbow.
Yeah, there's always, it just takes that one little thing. They say it about golf. It only takes one good shot to keep you coming back again. And I think music's the same way. It's like just when you're down and out, someone grabs you by the shoulders and shakes you and says, you made a huge difference to me. Your
music
song touched me.
Yeah, music sometimes they'll kick you when you're down, but when you're up, you're up. So it's a good thing. Music isn't all bad, but you go through your hard times, and like I said, it's a life lesson, and you really learn who you are, not only as a person, but you also learn who other people are as well. Wonderful. Which helps you along the way.
Well, we can't spin any of your tunes off your upcoming album because it's under lock and key before it busts and it breaks. So we've got a couple of videos we're gonna play, but I'd like to know about. You said talking about the experience. Where are we at right now? Is it pretty well wrapped up? When can we look forward to you releasing this, and when we can enjoy it?
It is. I'm really excited to be able to release it. I have a single coming out in May that I wrote myself with a songwriter named Mike Nash, and we kind of just sat down one day and thought this all up, and the song turned out to be great, and I was actually very shocked that it ended up on the album. And I mean, I always wanted it to be on the album, but I'm really happy that it's set in stone on there. So, but the rest of the songs on the album, I'm really excited. It'll be released this year, summertime, and I think everybody's really gonna love the songs.
Yeah.
If you guys love country music, you're gonna love these songs. There's pickup trucks, there's some drinking going on, there's
some tight jeans and some hats and some...
Oh, there's tight jeans, some tank tops.
You know darn well in the country, because you need a proper country. Ryan Cannon make some amazing music videos. So you haven't made a country music video yet, have you, Ryan?
No, not yet.
I think you should.
I'm all for it.
Absolutely should. You're all for that.
Anytime, we'll talk.
Now, little something that was shot at one of your performances, though. We're going to play "Blown Away." Any little story about this song, or
this is actually a cover that we kind of turned into a way that we do it ourselves. We like to do that a lot with covers. Especially me, I think it stands out apart. I know I'm not the only person that does this, but when you take a song and you kind of make it who you are.
We used to call it ripping it a new one.
Yeah. Yeah. We ripped it a new one. And this is from good old Carrie Underwood.
There we go.
So
there we go. Well, here you go. From Chelsea Kreitz, a Carrie Underwood classic, "Blown Away" at barbershoppodcast.com.
Mister,
have it. Chelsea Kreitz. That's a heck of a show. They're belting it out. It's nice to work a big stage, isn't it?
It is.
It's nice. So I just found something out that blows me away. You know, people open for some you know, impressive people, but you've opened for William Shatner.
Yeah,
Captain
actually, we
Kirk.
did together.
We did,
Yeah, like I need to hear that story.
It was
Like,
awesome.
first of all, how did you hook up with James T. Kirk?
Well, actually, we got a call one day that he was looking for a country band to open up for him at his show at Hamilton Place. And it was kind of one of those things, I've said it more than once, that I got the call and I was kind of like, what? Come again?
Is it April 1st?
Yeah. I was kind of like, me? William Shatner? Come on. Really? Are you being serious? But it was the truth, and we actually got to open up for him, and he's a great guy. He actually came on stage while we were performing, which you don't find much.
Yeah.
And he introduced us and everything, and he made it a purpose to come out on stage and do that. A lot of big stars don't come out and, you know, before their showtime, you know what I mean? And kind of revealed themselves, and he actually came out and introduced
And
me.
he was one of the first stars who embraced himself and didn't take himself too seriously. And right at a point in his career when it could have went into shitter for him, he kind of hugged himself and said, "This is who I am." And people just put their guard down, and his career has taken off. And I think a lot of people have used him as an inspiration to say, okay, you know, like Betty White, for example. Yeah. You know, it's like, I've got 25 years left in my career. There's no reason why I have to be shuffled off into the distance. I can do this. I want to congratulate you. You've made it to the next stage in the CBC Searchlight competition. This is something that goes on CBC Radio. And in the vein of the way a lot of music is distributed and people are exposed these days is they have a competition where people submit their songs and they get people to vote for them. So you've made it to the next round. Congratulations. So, you know, remember to vote for Chelsea Kreitz and anyone else who's been on Barbershop Podcast. Give you that Barbershop Podcast bump all the time. And you've got what other shows have you got coming up in the next little while, or a chance that people might be able to get some exposure with the band?
We have quite a few shows coming up. We're going to be playing at a venue called the Encore in Chatham, which is a night spot that we enjoy playing, and it's really fun. We go there, and it's just fun to hang out as a group as well, and we have a good time. But we're going to be playing a big show in Welland, Ontario, called Luminaqua, and we're going to be sharing the stage with Whitney Rose and the Abram Brothers. They played on the Grand Ole Opry and stuff like that, and it's basically a country night. Tickets are $22, and you can buy them online at Luminaqua. And it's going to be a great night. Stages on the water, fire. It's a whole country thing going on.
Everyone's going to be waiting for that for sure. We're going to have the links on on our page at barbershoppodcast.com, where you can get a hold of these tickets and you see Chelsea's webpage and what she's got going in the future, anyway, and what she's got going in the near future. So you're going to do another song for us, right? You're going to wind up Josh and get him going again.
We are.
Excellent. So what are you going to play for us?
We're going to do one of my absolute favorite songs. This one was written in Nashville, and it's called "What Goes Around Comes Around Town," and it's about me. A mean girl with a pickup truck with a guy who's done her wrong. So that's how this one goes.
What are the chances of that?
I know.
And here you go. We've got it right here at barbershoppodcast.com.
Disgrace, tongues wagging up and down this courthouse square. I've already cried my tears and I'm too far gonna care. Firing up my pickup truck and I'm heading into town. Got a one hand on the wheel and the other on a bottle of Crown. I hope you got insurance and I hope you can raise some bail. Somebody's going to the hospital tonight and the other one's going to jail. It's what goes around comes around town. That house of cards you built is what goes around comes around town. Walk up to the table, it's just you and what's her name. I could tell her what your rash she is, but that's not why I came. You said, baby, are you crazy? When I pulled that pistol out, I said, step outside and I'll show you what crazy's all about. It's what goes around comes around town. That house of cards you built is coming down, down, down. I'm gonna be there when your world comes unwound. It's what goes around comes around town. Goes around comes around town. I believe in karma, I believe in destiny. And honey, you look right at home, down there on your knees. So what goes around comes around town. That house of cards you built is coming down, down, down. Gonna be there when your world comes unwound. It's what goes around comes around town. It's what goes around comes around town. Yeah, yeah. Do-do-do-do. 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 Goes around, comes around town.
You're damn right it does. But goes around, comes around, goes around, comes around,
Comes back around and
comes
goes around
back
town
around,
again.
especially this town. Hamilton, Niagara, we are blessed to have such talent. It's here. It's here everywhere. It's live music that you can go check out. Do your soul good. Do yourself good. Support live music. Support the places that support live music. And for goodness sake, when this debut album of Chelsea's comes out, self-titled, Chelsea Kreitz, pick it up. Buy it. Do yourself a favor. So I want to talk a little bit about the healing power of music. Music can be so many things to so many people, but at the end of the day, it has a visceral effect. And if you're not reaching, if you're not hitting that spot, you're not making it. You know, a lot of times, I think the musicians and bands get stuck because they're not connecting with people. Clearly, this is something you're not having a problem with. What are some of the things that you do to try to be, be it social media, or what opportunities present themselves to you to interact with your fans?
I'm really into social media. It's definitely one of the things I do all the time. I'm constantly, doing what I do, showing what I do on the internet. And I think it's a big thing, especially for artists out there, not only YouTube, but also now Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff, because you can get your point across, because sometimes not everybody gets the paper. Mm-hmm. lot of people don't have internet either, but everybody usually has a cell phone, something like that, and you can always find a way to kind of look on Facebook, Twitter, and stuff like that. So I think it really does help using social media. I'm really big on that. I'm not so much into, I mean, I do a lot of promotion and stuff for my shows and stuff, but I find I get a really big show and stuff like that when I'm using Facebook, essentially, because I just almost hit 10,000 on my fan page, which I'm really proud of because I started off at 0. And over the years, I've kind of...
Yeah, we're at 411, right, Ryan? So it takes a while. 10,000 is...
We're a podcast.
No, but that's spectacular. 10,000 is great. Because
we'll get there by 2030 something, and around there.
2032.
2032. Mark it down right now. 2032 Barbershop Podcast.
I think what we have to enter in a contract that we get 10% of every artist's
there you go.
Facebook friends, and they have to like our page as well.
Our way.
So, on that note, follow us on Facebook, Twitter,
at Podcast Barber.
At Podcast Barber on Twitter. And I use Facebook a lot too because I think it's got a little bit more depth and breadth, and you can kind of get into things a little bit more. Where Twitter, it's kind of like the ad on the side of a bus going by, and there's a lot of buses going by. So it's a great way to kind of say, hey, here's the episode for the people who use it more than the other forms, but I'm constantly learning myself. It's an evolving thing because it's very much still a do-it-yourself industry. It would be great to have professionals handle every aspect of your business, but you really have to take care of your own business, don't you? Like right off the get-go. Yeah. And is this something that I know myself, I get a thrill out of it. Like I love promoting, music. Is this something that you've kind of had to gnash your teeth and do, or is it something you genuinely dig doing?
I do like doing it, especially I get really busy sometimes and I kind of forget, and that's why I'm like so thankful for cell phones because I can do it on my cell phone and stuff like that. And it's not my thing. Like I'm not the best promoter. There's people who are 20 times better than I am, but I think on Facebook I really get my point across. We usually have really great posters to promote our shows that we do, and people seem to really like it. It sets us apart a lot of times from the stuff that we do, and not only is it fun leading up to the shows and you get all the feedback and everything, but I think it's fun because when it gets passed around, you gain more fans, you get more of a... it's really
this show, for example, there's, I'm sure, 80% of the people who watch our show have no idea who you are, and I guarantee you 80% of the people who watch it will know exactly who you are and will be big fans, because any kind of preconception is blown away because you come in here and you do it live, right? There's no filters and no masks. If you don't have the goods, people know about it, and at the end of the day, that's what people are looking for: authenticity. Is this something I believe in? And I'm proud to say you're very believable, enjoyable, sit there and watch. So the pageantry of the show is part of it. Is this something, and when you think about it, country music isn't necessarily always viewed. I mean, you had the Grand Ole Opry, and you had to say, okay, there was always going to be showcases and a degree of pageantry, but it seems that nowadays country music is probably leading, the charge when it comes to a big show. Do you have dreams of playing the Opry or places you want to play in the States, or are you just kind of saying, I'm going to go day by day?
Actually, we were talking about this earlier. We are planning on doing a lot of state shows. It's in the process right now. We're just waiting for everything, to get tightened up. And I played in Nashville a few times, but right now we're looking at a possible radio tour and also just shows around, because we do have a lot of fans in Canada, but I find I'm constantly being asked to come to Ohio, Kentucky, Nashville, Missouri, places like that. And not only do I want to visit those places, but I think also gaining a wider audience, especially in the U.S., is something really essential to a musical career, because Canada can do so much for you, but when you become the international, recording artist, it's a different ballpark, and it's a bigger game, and
especially
something
country
great.
music. It's so so fiercely supported,
Mm-hmm.
and there's so many people. It's
Yeah.
nice when they have 10 times the
Well,
population.
who doesn't like a little bit of drinking and
Exactly.
partying, and we're in a
It's a lifestyle.
hot summer nights.
It's a
Yeah.
lifestyle. People are buying into it
That's
for
what country's all about.
all the right reasons. It's good, you know.
I'm
and
a
it's-
little more of a conservative country girl,
Yeah.
but you know, I still sing about it.
Yeah, no, I get that, because being like a rocker growing up, that was, you know, what rockers did, and now it's, you know, it's taking it too seriously, and it's like you need to go back to, you know, and then sometimes I'll get in conversations saying, you know, I'd like to see a little more songwriting on this front, and like people want to have a good time, man, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and I have to remind myself, it's like, yeah, you know, people need an escape, and they want to tap their foot, and they want to have a smile on their face,
Yeah.
and they want to swing someone around on the floor. You know, that is every bit as important as you know, bleeding your heart out, and you know, but usually the next song will do that, and that's a nice thing about country music again, is it will cover the gamut of emotions. We're gonna play the other video you brought in. Filmed at the same place.
It was
Girl Like Me.
Girl Like
I would
Me.
imagine that's also one that you wrote. No.
This is an original. It was written in Nashville by a few Nashville writers who I'm extremely big fan of, and they were kind enough to not only let me sing this song, but left it for consideration for my album as well. Unfortunately, this one isn't on this album, but it is one of my top ranking songs that I really love.
It's in your quiver.
Yeah, and I get to play guitar on this one, which I love doing. So
Wonderful. Well, you're going to get to hear it and see it right here at barbershoppodcast.com. Girl Like Me.
At least I am, I think. I'm very picky. Not just with my clothes, with my voice too. We can make a commercial out of that one, I think, eh? So, sometimes you come across a guy that's just the kind of guy for a girl like me. Oh,
That's Girl Like Me, Chelsea Kreitz at Hamilton Place. We got her here at barbershoppodcast.com. Coming in here with Josh Canal, who is playing some beautiful piano. And you can see Chelsea with her full band or partial band, depending on how big the stage is. Yeah, but they brought in for a nice intimate performance in here with us tonight. And very appreciative of it. Thanks again for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
If there was any piece of advice, if there's a young person coming up in the music business, what would be the one thing that you would say in the way of advice or encouragement to someone who maybe at the age of 13 is starting to get serious about music, head full of dreams and ideas, and half the people telling them that they're crazy? What would you say?
Well, my number one advice, my mom always used to tell me this, and she till this day still tells me this, is when you're in the music industry, it's not just something that comes easy. It's something you have to work on every single day. It's like a job. You literally every single day have to get up, work. No matter what you want, you gotta treat it like a job, and you gotta constantly be looking where your next big break is, where you can perform next, what's gonna happen for you, stuff you can do to promote yourself, get your name out there, everything. So that's a number one thing, and I would just definitely build on your name. Establish who you want to be. The type of music you want to sing is definitely the number one thing you need to start out with. If you decide, like me, you want to use your first and your last name and you want to sing country music and that's the way it's going to go, then go from there. And I would definitely say put yourself in places with people who can help you in a positive way.
Yes, surround yourself with the right people.
Yes, because in this industry, not knocking it again, but they're just like it's
they're
life.
snakes.
This is life, and you're gonna meet people who are fantastic people like Josh, or you're gonna meet people who just don't help you so much in this music industry, and in a way they can kind of hurt you, and you want to stay away from that because you want to definitely go for all the positive stuff. Once you have positive and you're on that road to success, surround yourself with the right people, and then you're gold. And things, you're going to have your ups and downs, but you're going to be in a much happier place, and it's going to really turn out to be something not only great for yourself, but people can see it and can see how much passion you have for it when you surround yourself with the right people.
Passion, stay motivated. Keep the work ethic going.
Yes.
Believe in yourself. Surround yourself with the right people. Don't give up. And then once that critical mass is reached, it starts to go forward.
Yeah, and then you got to stay humble.
Ride.
Yeah, then you got to stay humble, because if you don't, then that just turns into a big mess. You got to be who you are throughout your whole career. Yeah. Otherwise, it's not going to work out.
And I'm curious of that, because when you get to that certain level, the pressure is on not to be yourself to a certain extent. People start pulling you in different directions and trying to pigeonhole you. Whereas if you're a nobody, no one cares. So they don't understand that to get to that point, you've followed something. And quite often it's the belief that you have to be yourself. And really happy that you've done that. And pleased as punch that you've come in the studio and given us a taste of your music and your story as well. You're going to do a beautiful Adele song for us.
We are. We actually, there's a cool story to this one. One night we were playing, I think it was last summer, and we ran out of songs that we just felt like playing. We have a whole list, and sometimes, you have that mood where you're like, I don't want to play that. So Josh knew this song, I knew this song, and we both love Adele, and we decided.
You pulled it out right on stage?
Yeah, we never performed it with each other before, and Josh and I are good like that. We usually can connect musically in a good way, and we kind of made it our own and kind of just knew where each other was going in this song, and it kind of stuck now. Like, this is the way we do it. From the very first time, it hasn't changed a bit. So this one's called Someone Like You.
Goddamn, here we got it. barbershoppodcast.com.
Settled down, that you found a girl and you're married now. I heard that your dreams came true. Guess she gave you things I didn't give to you. Oh, friend, why you so shy? Ain't like you to hold back or hide from the light. I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but I couldn't stay away, I couldn't fight it. I'd hoped you'd see my face and that you'd be reminded that for me it isn't over. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too. Don't forget me, I beg. Please remember you said sometimes it lasts in love, sometimes it hurts instead. You know how the time flies on me. Yesterday was the time of our lives. We were born and raised in a summer haze, bound by the surprise of our glory days. I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but I couldn't stay away, I couldn't fight it. I'd hoped you'd see my face and that you'd be reminded that for me it isn't over. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too. Don't forget me, I beg. Please remember you said sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. Nothing compares, no worries or cares, regrets that we made and memories made. Who would have known how bittersweet this could taste? Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too. Don't forget me, I beg. Please remember you said sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you. Don't forget me, I beg. Please remember you said sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too. Don't forget me, I beg. Please
the healing power of music. Well, we got it here each and every week at barbershoppodcast.com. From Boxo Studio, we bring you the very best in Hamilton music and musicians. Good enough to be world famous. And Hamilton, Niagara, we are truly, truly blessed to have Chelsea Kreitz to call one of ours, and thrilled once again to have the two of you in the studio sharing with us and inspiring me for one more week. And I asked you to play 4, and then I kind of snuck another one on you. I asked you if maybe you would consider playing a 5th song. And it's interesting because you hadn't planned for it. And it's one of my favorite things to see musicians kind of pull something out of the hat, as it were. Start to think about what they could play, what they feel comfortable in playing. And you're going to go hard, and you're going to go long, and you're going to be brave. And I really admire that in you. So we're not going to waste too much time before we say goodbye for the night. We're going to treat the fans of Barbershop Podcast and Ryan and myself to one more. So what are you going to do for us?
We're going to do a song for all the bad girls out there. This one's called Good Girl.
And we love them at Barbershop Podcast.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Tell you what you're thinking about. Just see a good boy. Gonna give you the world, but he's gonna leave you cry with your heart in the dirt. His lips are dripping honey, but he'll sting you like a bee. So like that boy you love and go and throw away the key. Hey, good girl, get out while you can. I know you think you got a good man. Why you gotta be so blind? No good for you. You better get to getting on your goodbye shoes and go, go. Better listen to me. He's low, low, low. Hey, good girl, you got a heart of gold. You want a wild wedding in a hand you can hold just like you should, girl. Like every good girl does, you want a fairy tale and it somebody to love, but it's really gonna love you and yeah, leave you in the dust. Well, it says forever, well, it don't mean much. Hey, good girl, so good for him, you better back away, honey, you don't know where he's been. Why you gotta be so blind? Won't you open up your eyes? Just a matter of time till you find he's no good, girl, no good for you. You better get to getting on your goodbye shoes and go, go, go. Yeah, 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 it's alone. So blind, won't you open up your eyes? Just a matter of time till you find he's no good. He's no good. Won't you open up your eyes? Just a matter of time till you find he's no good, girl, no good for you. You better get to getting on your goodbye shoes.
Testify. Well done. Chelsea Kreitz here at barbershoppodcast.com. I got a shout out for three amazing people. Launched a funding campaign for Barbershop Podcast at GoFundMe.com, and we had David Nikoloff of the Hellbent Rockers, Sharon Washington, amazing singer-songwriter in her own right, as is George Douglas, all contributing on our first day. So I wanted to give a shout out and a thank you for being such great supporters of the show.
Thanks,
what
guys.
we're doing here. It's going to be great things coming out of here. Pleasure for us to be able to bring to you some of the incredible talent and give you a little taste of what's available.
We'll share some links to that GoFundMe.
GoFundMe, and you can.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
GoFundMe?
GoFundMe with a D, not Fund Me.
Sounds dirty.
Just dirty enough.
Yeah.
Well, once again, we knocked it out of the park, didn't we, Ryan Cannon?
We sure did.
Sure helps when we got ringers coming in, though, I tell you.
Oh, yeah.
And certainly we had a couple come in. Guys, thank you so much for joining us in the studio.
Thanks for
Did you have a good time?
We did.
Good.
Thank
I
you.
had a great time.
Thanks.
All right, each and every week. Next week, we got Tia McGrath in here, and you're going to want to see her. Great singer-songwriter. And I think probably for a little while that ends our spell of chanteuses that we've had in here, with lo-fi in the middle there, of course. That was interesting.
Yes.
But just great fun each and every week. Tell your friends about it. Say, I got this podcast. It's on iTunes. It's on Stitcher. It's on YouTube at barbershoppodcast.com. 72 episodes on file. Kick back, grab yourself a cold one, listen to some great original music, and get the stories of what these people are about, where they come from, and what they're doing. Join us each and every week at barbershoppodcast.com. For Ryan Cannon, I'm Kevin Barber, and thanks for coming out.
See ya.